Okay, so Anti-Nicene Christianity channel, which is pretty good. They put up their exegesis on Lot and his daughters, but used the Origen explanation. So the Origen explanation is that Lot represents the law, the older daughter represents the letter of the law, the carnal interpretation, and the younger daughter represents the spiritual interpretation. I'm not going with that interpretation. I'm going to go with a different one, but we'll read the chapter very quickly, or the relevant part from verse 30, where they leave Sodom and they come to the mountain Zoar. One day the older daughter says, "Our father is old. There is no man in the land to sleep with us, as is the custom over all the earth. Come, let us get our father drunk with wine, so we can sleep with him and preserve his line." So that night they got their father drunk with wine, and the firstborn went in and slept with her father. He was not aware when she lay down or when she got up. The next day the older daughter said to the younger, "Look, I slept with my father last night. Let us get him drunk with wine again tonight, so you can go in and sleep with him, and we can preserve our father's line." So again that night they got their father drunk with wine, and the younger daughter went in and slept with him. He was not aware when she lay down or when she got up. Thus both of Lot's daughters became pregnant by their father. The older daughter gave birth to a son and named him Moab. He is the father of the Moabites of today. The younger daughter also gave birth to a son. She named him Ben-Ami. He is the father of the Ammonites today. Okay, so let's look at the meaning of the word Moabite. When I looked at the word in Hebrew, it was vague, but here's the Hebrew, and if we go down to the bottom for the name meaning, obviously Hebrew is reading from right to left, which is opposite to English. It basically means what father. Okay, so this part here is what, and this part is ab. Well, no, ab is Abba. Okay, what father? Okay, but then Ben was the name Ben-Ami. Ben-Ami, taking a shortcut rather than put that in again. Ben always means son of. We still have those names in use today. They're from Arabic is the same, Ben. And then Ami is people, son of my people. Okay. So Moabite or Moab is what father, Ben-Ami is son of my people. Okay. Oh, it's right here, look. Footnotes. So I'm going to talk about why there's problems with interpreting this as Lot means the law. Okay, we know Lot. See, Lot does mean hidden. If you type in meaning of the name Lot, it'll come up veiled or hidden. Let's just do that to be thorough. Okay, covering. It's got covering here. So like I said, sometimes it can mean veiled or hidden in some other interpretations. This site's usually pretty thorough. To envelop. Okay, the verb lut means to wrap closely or to envelop. The noun lat means secrecy. Lot means covering. Okay, so we've got a different. Okay, then we got this verb that they say is malat, meaning to deliver from confinement or dangerous predicament. Kind of fits the storyline, escaping Sodom. Okay, covering or veil. So if I go into my, this is an unreleased book. I've just added a bit to it because I had some other thoughts on it. So this is a previous chapter. Okay. I'll read this chapter, the daughters of Moab. See then how this form of the woman causes the fall of the holy if it is not appropriated according to the precepts of God. If unrighteous lust is embraced as fire in the shape of a woman, it shall burn you to ashes. By which Sodom, let's move it here because it's pretty easy to see. By which Sodom was reduced to, and to this day testifies of the judgment to come. That area around the Dead Sea and the sea itself, a salt land, uninhabited, desolate. This same desolation which was forewarned by Jesus when he said, "You shall see the abomination of desolation stand in the holy place." We see then the abomination of the last days, how it is said, Israel abode in Shittim, which means thorns. The eyes of Judah are blinded by such a thorn, as perception is deprived of sight by the idol. As it says, they began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. So again, remember that's the son of the older, the firstborn. The daughters of Moab were from the union of Lot and his elder daughter hatched by drunkenness, reminiscent of Noah's drunken sleep, which was explained to be a type of the Lord's passion. But when he arose and cursed Canaan, offspring of Ham, but blessed Japheth and Shem. The church, being his offspring, Antichrist and Christ, follow the law of combinations. So if this is slightly confusing to follow, what I'm suggesting here as my interpretation is the firstborn daughter of Lot is Antichrist. Here. And when I say Christ, I mean it as the Christian, the true Christian. So again, in a previous video, I was saying, if we look at in Genesis, we have the first day, which was before sun and moon. It was the beginning. God said, "Let there be light." So this is referred to as the true church. And then we have, on the fourth day, we have the luminaries, which is sun and the moon. So in this law of combinations, although we can see that Christ is from the beginning, the bad has to come first. As I'll read, the bad comes first, testifies of the good to follow. We are told the objective is to preserve the father's line. This is between the devising of the daughters of Lot to go to their father for seed. We're told the objective is to preserve the father's line. This results in the firstborn daughter delivering a child named Moab, meaning what father? So Moab, the daughters which Moab begets daughters. Okay, there should be an S there. Moab begets daughters which later destroy Israel with fornication and food offered to idols. Both charges were laid to Thyatirans for suffering the teaching of Jezebel, who in like manner is the aforementioned Antichrist and firstborn, who being a false prophetess represents this present time, known by the wise to be falsehood. So just to recap, my interpretation is that the drunkenness of Lot, and Lot representing the passion of Christ, and then from the cross we have two churches, two eras. We have the first being the present time, which is called the temporal kingdom of Christ. This is a false prophet, or a false prophetess, if you want to say, like I've wrote here. It's the time of the female, which is entirely false. And as Christ said, you see, if we want to link this back to Matthew 24, which would be good, if this window's going to behave and open up, I'll go in this one. Is it 24:24? So let's go to the start of the chapter first, right? So Jesus leaves the temple, walks away. His disciples come to him to point at the buildings. Do you not see these things? Truly I tell you, not one stone will be left on another. Everyone will be thrown down. So is this the antitype of Sodom? You know, like the Christians were scattered from Jerusalem. So it was only the righteous who were taken out of Sodom, i.e. Lot. While Jesus was sitting in the Mount of Olives, the disciples come to him privately and say, "Tell us, when will these things happen? And what's the sign of your coming and the end of the age?" So it says, "Take heed that no one deceives you. Many will come in my name, claiming I am the Christ, and will deceive you, and will deceive many." So is this is what I'm seeing as the firstborn. It's the falsehood. It's the present time. It's the female, according to the law of combinations. There we go, false prophet. It's a false prophet kingdom. They fed on wormwood. This has come from the Passion. 42, the last days, the abomination of desolation. The Great Tribulation. And at that time, which is the present, stretching back to the cross, if anyone says, "Look, here's Christ," do not believe it, for false Christs and prophets would appear and perform great signs and wonders. They would even deceive the elect. So, like in my exegesis, where I'm linking it back to the daughters of Moab, when we have this event. I think it's like Numbers 20 something. Where is it? Okay, so the daughters of Moab later destroy Israel with fornication and food offered to idols, which Jezebel, who is a type of the Roman Catholic Church, the apostate, Antichrist, and the kingdom that comes first, everything that is false. Again, I did an exegesis on the carcass and the eagle. And then we have this, the second coming, where the eternal kingdom arrives, and the temporal kingdom is no more. The 42 months are expired, as it says. They will gather the elect. The next kingdom and this second young daughter of Lot, as I'm seeing it. So again, with the conclusion of Matthew 24, with it saying keep watch, it's kind of saying that let the world pollute your soul, preserve yourselves against this the last days of the falsehood, the false impostor church. And I could go on with all the allegories, but that is ultimately my exegesis on Lot's daughters.